Meeting of July 24th, 2025. Bill, would you be so kind to call the roll?
Mr. Carraway.
Present.
Mr. Knight.
Yes.
Ms. Davis.
Here.
Mr. Lyle. Present. Ms. Tavares.
Here.
Mr. Commissioner.
Present.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm losing it is what it comes to. Well,
For that is, it means you had it.
Pull it together.
Well,
Like
that's
more
true.
mantras.
that's true. Ms. Hagan, Chair Hagan.
Present.
All members are present. There we go.
Very good. All right, moving on to the review of the minutes. Do we have approval of the regular meeting minutes for June 12th?
I'll just quickly add, I sent out, Mr. Lyle actually contacted me yesterday, had a couple of changes. I made those changes, recirculated the minutes yesterday with those changes. I think they're as up to date as they can be. They should be good.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. We're going to go ahead and move on to the preliminary review section, the Wise versus Black et al. Case 2025G-007.
I received an email, Madam Chair, members of the commission, I received an email yesterday from the complainant asking to withdraw this matter, considering it was done prior to the commission taking it under consideration. That matter is withdrawn. No further action is necessary.
Very good. Moving on to the second item, actually numerically number 1, O'Brien versus D'Angelo, case number 2024 G-036.
Today, we have a hearing today, Madam Chair, members of the commission, 2024 G 011 that, we will have as a hearing today. It's not on my working agenda, but I am just recommending the commission just move this matter to consolidate it with the hearing that will be held later on in today's meeting.
Okay, and that, you said that case number is further on in the.
It's for some reason, it's not in the working agenda. Must not have brought it in, but it is on the agenda. 2024 G 011.
Okay, commission members, why don't you write 2024 G 011 on the last page as a reference for what we'll be consolidating with. If you need a moment to look at your electronic files, just let me know.
So it's not on the paper file?
That's correct. That is
It's not
correct.
on the working agenda. I'm slipping, sorry.
All right, it's been a rough ride. All right, so are there any questions considering it's not here for you to see, or do you have any motions?
I would just request a motion to consolidate this 2024 G036 with 2024 G011.
I'll move the recommendation of the executive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Okay, great. Moving on to item number 3, Paroli versus Minuteman Press et al. Case number 2025 G-008.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a complaint filed against Minuteman Press, where the complaint asserts that the respondent circulated political literature that properly misled voters. I believe the literature was produced or endorsed by the Pickaway County Republican Party. That's not right. I think I copied something in and I changed it, but anyway, Mr. Paroli, who is the complainant, is present. My recommendation is to find no violation. And Chris, you could call up Mr. Paroli. You could certainly hear from him.
Ms. Pearlie present physically or online?
Online.
Okay, very good. Ms. Pearlie, if you can have your visual as well as your audio present, we can swear you in, but if we can't see you, we cannot swear you in. Very good. Okay, would you like to be sworn in to testify? Oh, I think your audio may be off. We can't hear you. Hopefully that's not us. Are you unmuted yet as well,
There we go.
Phil?
I think that's, is that better? Can you hear me?
Yes, that is better. Thank you very much. If you'd like to testify, go ahead and be sworn.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Very good.
Simply as I outlined in the complaint that was filed, there was a political mailer that was circulated within our jurisdiction with a disclaimer on it that said that the postcard was funded by a multitude of concerned citizens of Lafayette Township. There was no such PAC registered or any campaign filings that were done. So, if this type of behavior is acceptable to the commission, I don't know why there would be any reason to ever do any filings or report contributions. If people are going to be allowed to send out political mailers anonymously, but representing that they represent some fictitious group that doesn't exist.
Very good. We appreciate your testimony. Are there any questions of the complainant?
Just one.
Oh, we do have one. Go ahead, Commissioner Tavares.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Paroli, do you have any idea who is a part of this group of residents?
The only information that I have is it was during a campaign where I was running against an incumbent trustee, Mr. Marty Warcola. I did speak to him earlier this year in regards to the matter. He was not familiar with who did it, but said he always operated under the assumption that it was his fellow trustees who supported his reelection campaign that were behind it, which I included in my complaint. But outside of that, no.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Crowley, thank you for being here this morning. I'm curious, so you filed a complaint against the print shop, right? Minuteman Press, who,
No, sorry, go ahead.
no. So go ahead, because it may change my question.
Well, I was gonna say, I didn't so much file the complaint against Minuteman Press. The complainant or the complainee was a multitude of concerned citizens of Lafayette Township, the political action committee that was allegedly represented on the mailer, who supposedly paid for the mailer. In the complaint, because of the parties that I believe were involved and the way that most of the political mailers and prints are done, this was turned around in very short order. There was another piece of literature that was sent out less than a week before this one hit mailboxes, that was pictured in the complaint or in the political mailer in question. So it was clearly something that was done, on a local basis and a quick turnaround, because normally during election season, especially, it's hard to get direct mail done with that quick of a turnaround. So I believe that it was printed locally at Minuteman Press, but I do not know that for sure.
Okay,
Okay,
I think that answers my question. Thank you.
okay, very good. Are there any additional questions?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Vice Chair.
Hi, Mr. Crowley. Thank you for being here this morning. So my question to you is, who are you saying is responsible? Who is your complaint against? Is it the concerned citizens? And you're saying that in that group of concerned citizens, there's another entity that is not naming themselves? And that was not a part of the disclaimer?
Well, right. The disclaimer is required to show who paid for it. So the disclaimer should then lead you back to the Board of Elections to say, okay, this is the group that paid for the mailer. Here's their filing. Here's who contributed to it. Here's what they spent. They put a disclaimer on the mailer, but no such group exists. So without investigating or looking into it, the next time around, anybody can just create a political action committee, but never register, never file, never do any filings, and just send out mailers with fictitious disclaimers on them to influence elections. It undermines the whole process, in my opinion.
Thank you. So then my question would be, how do we get Minuteman Press on here? When you filed the complaint, you didn't put the concerned citizens, you put Minuteman Press?
No, the complaint, I listed myself as the complainant, and a multitude of concerned citizens of Lafayette Township was listed as the complainee, the person that I was filing the complaint against.
Okay.
So how it
thank
got
you.
switched to Minuteman Press, I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Mr. Richter, can you explain what's happened here?
I mean, I appreciate what he said is listed as the complainee, but the only name and address that was provided in the complaint was Minuteman Press that we could notify. And so therefore we treated it as a complaint against Minuteman Press, because I appreciate that there may have been a multitude of citizens, concerned citizens of Lafayette Township involved. But if I don't have an address or an identifiable person, I can't notify them. All I can do is notify Minuteman Press because that was the address that was listed.
Thank you.
Oh, so that's why we treated it as a complaint against Minuteman Press.
Knowing that there's a discrepancy here on maybe the intended audience, this case, would you have any recommendations for how he might consider filing to achieve the goal that he's actually aiming to achieve?
Ever since the disclaimer law was changed in 1995, this has been a challenging situation, for want of a better phrase. An individual or, I don't even know if I want to say a small group, but an individual has an ability to remain anonymous. And unless either an individual or an actual group with an identifiable address can be identified to the commission, we don't have an ability to act against anybody. I appreciate what he's saying as it relates to diminishing the process, but the way the disclaimer statute reads, an individual has a right to remain anonymous. And that has always been a challenge for this commission dealing with complaints when materials are circulated and there isn't an identifiable person or that a group has not filed a designation of treasurer with the Board of Elections, generally in a case like this. It's just one of those challenging situations. And I've talked to probably thousands of people through these kind of situations before, saying unless you can identify someone, something, and give us an address, we don't have the ability to act. He gave us an address in the press. We treated it as such.
Okay, and it's sounding like it's not intended to be one individual, but if they're named as citizens of Lafayette or however the wording is, if you're able to identify one of the parties that might have been present or work with Minuteman potentially on who might have been billed, I don't know. Sounds like we need more information and clarity, and possibly even advocacy within the legislative branch. But as this case sits, do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to go along with the executive director's recommendation. Really can't find a violation against Minuteman. And unfortunately, because of the way the statute reads at this point in time with respect to disclaimers, our hands are kind of tied. This is truly something that's going against fair and disclosed elections. So I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing, what was that, sir?
I said I voted aye.
Okay, all right. All, that passes unanimously, including Carol, Commissioner Carol.
Do I need to note that in the minutes?
What, regrettably?
Regrettable.
Why
That's
not?
fine. I would really recommend you reach out to your legislator. Okay, thank you very much for your time and for presenting this to us.
He's not done, Madam Chair.
Oh, you're not off the hook.
Nope.
Madam Chair, may I?
Sure, absolutely.
Mr. Paroli, if you would, please head to the Secretary of State's website after this hearing, find our complaint form, submit your information to us, and we'll see if we can help you figure out who was behind the mailer.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Good deal. All right. Let's see next. Okay, moving on to item number 4, Paroli versus Lafayette Township Firefighters Association et al. Case number 2025G-009.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a complaint that was filed against the Lafayette Township Firefighters Association. plaintiff asserts the respondent did not timely file the required reports. We did receive a response. I've circulated it to all of you. The respondent filed a lengthy response, essentially because the commission was late in filing the required reports. As it was unaware of its responsibilities to file such a report. My recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50. Along with Mr. Paroli, the treasurer for the organization, Jill Fullerton, is online, as well as an attorney that represents Ms. Fullerton, a gentleman by the name of Porter Welch, is also on the line if the commission would like to hear from either one of them, or any one of them, excuse me.
Okay, very good. If you would like to participate, please does he need to be sworn again?
Nope.
Okay,
He needs to be reminded that he has been sworn, and he can certainly make a statement to the commission.
okay, Mr. Crowley, if you would like to proceed since you've already been sworn.
I think the complaint speaks for itself. The only thing I would say is based on the comments that were made, and what is potentially in the response from the complainee. Mrs. Fullerton has served as treasurer for several other campaign committees. So the assertion that she was unaware of filing deadlines seems a bit of a reach. I do still stand by my contention that I believe that the filing was not made with a clear intent to make sure that the voters went to the ballot during that election period without knowing who was funding the support for the fire levy.
Okay, very good. And what was her name?
Joe Fullerton.
Okay. Ms. Fullerton, would you like to be sworn in to testify? Unfortunately, if you're speaking, we can't hear you, so your audio may not be working. Or maybe you're muted.
Yeah, it does look like, I don't think we've muted her.
Muted.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Go ahead. If you'd like to be, would you like to be sworn in to testify?
Yes, I would.
Okay, great.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Do.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Perley is correct in one thing. I have served as my husband's campaign treasurer. However, the problem that I see with this is that the Firefighters Association decided to donate to the fire levy campaign. I did research and I did call an attorney just to make sure we were doing the correct things. And at no time, I guess I did not understand that a 501, I've been volunteering for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years at the most. And I didn't realize that a 501c3 was a corporation. So unfortunately, he is correct on that, but I had no ill intention of not filing that paper because we weren't the actual committee. We were just donating money to it. And I did not realize that. So that's one thing that I have really learned, that, I made the mistake. I didn't know we were a 501c3 was a corporation. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, very good. We appreciate your testimony. All right, are there any questions of the commission members?
No, ma'am.
Who's the attorney for?
The respondent.
He seems to be good. Did you care to make any statements as the attorney?
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commission members. No, we stand by the reply or the response that I filed on behalf of the association. Unfortunately, we were not aware of the
Oh,
association.
very good, sir. If you are gonna expound a little bit, why don't we go ahead and have you
No,
sworn?
he's an attorney.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Okay, I
Speak on
apologize.
behalf of
Go
the
ahead.
client.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. No, we stand by our response. When the error was brought to our attention, it was rectified. And in part 2 of the complaint, again, our position is it's not a valid complaint because it's an issue campaign and that is permissible under the election laws. So We stand by our response and will abide by the decision of the commission. Thank you.
Very good. We appreciate it. And Phil, I just wanted to double check. This is a first time event.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Are there any other questions of the commission members? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, thank you very much, Commissioner. Is there a second? Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, oh.
Thank you.
okay. Looks like we're still rocking here with Mr. Paroli.
Only gets one more chance.
All right. Okay, moving on to page 3. Item number 5, Paroli versus Friends of Lafayette Township Fire Distribution, or what is this? The district,
Fire
sorry, district et al. Case number 2025G-010. Do you need to?
Do some information. Madam Chair, members of the commission, the complaint asserts the respondent did not timely file the required pre and post-election complaints reports. Although the annual report was filed. We did receive a response from council on behalf of the respondent, which outlines circumstances concerning her activity as treasurer for this committee. States that certain reports were filed by December 30th and January 31, 2025, but that no pre or post-election reports were submitted. I submitted all of that to you. Obviously, Mr. Paroli is a complainant. Tara Parker.
Yep.
Is
Kelly
one of the
Parker.
Respondents.
Kelly,
Oh, Kelly.
It's Kelly
I'm sorry.
Parker.
Kelly Parker.
That's okay.
Is online as well as the respondent. We can hear from her if she wishes to be just sworn and make a statement. Mr. Paroli, be reminding you that you have already been sworn. If you want to make a further comment, go ahead.
I have
Ms.
nothing
Paroli-
to add, sorry.
Okay, very good. Ms. Parker, do you care to be sworn in to testify?
Yes, please. Yes, I would
Okay.
like to.
Please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Parker. Thank you.
So I was on video for a virtual meeting for the Lafayette Township Association. I recently became a fireman. I'm in paramedic school right now. Nobody was volunteering to be the PAC treasurer, so stupidly I volunteered to do that. I am a licensed veterinarian for 34 years. I spay dogs for a living. I know nothing about election laws. So I was asked to do this. If I was a day late in filing this, I guess I'm going to plead. I didn't know. Okay. We went along with what the election, Medina County Elections Board had told us. I adhered to everything that the gentleman's name was Hugh. We made 3 checks out. I paid 3 checks. Again, I feel like I'm getting involved in the crosshairs of other things right now. And like I said, I don't know. I mean, my attorney sent you all the information, all the dates. It was very concise as to what was done. So that's all I really have.
Very good. Thank you for that information. Also, thank you for your service. You said your attorney is not present or doesn't care to
My
testify?
attorney is
He is
present.
present.
He's online. Caleb
Okay.
Parker.
Caleb Parker.
Okay. Does he care to speak at all?
I would like him to if he's much more eloquent than I am.
Hi, good morning. This is Caleb Parker. We submitted the response on June 30th, and I believe that response speaks for itself.
Very good. Okay. All right. Do the commission members have any questions?
I just have one question, Madam Chair, to our executive director, Phil. Is this the first violation?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
the first time they've been before this commission, either committee or treasurer. My recommendation, obviously, as you can see, find a violation of 35-17-081, but find a violation of 35-17-10 and impose a fine of $50.
Very good. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Thank you, Commissioner Tavares. Is there a second?
Second.
I think she beat you to the punch. All right. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that motion passes 6-1. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. We're moving on to the second section of group recommendations. All in together, Secretary of State, starting with first being withdrawn. Item number 29, case 2024S-013.
Correct. Madam Chair, a matter can be withdrawn from the commission's consideration at any time. I got a notice from Secretary of State's office a couple of days ago, I think it was, asking the matter be dismissed, and so therefore I considered a withdrawal from them. No further action is necessary.
Okay, very good. Moving on to item number 33. Edna Brown et al., case number 2024S-018.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, first off, online is a gentleman by the name of John Hutton, who I believe is the treasurer for this committee, although, certainly the commission could hear from him as well. And obviously, Mr. Katz is here on behalf of all these matters for the Secretary's office. My recommendation is to dismiss the complaint, declare the committee terminated pursuant to Commission Opinion 97 EOC 04, as the candidate is deceased. Certainly we could hear further from Mr. Katz and or Mr. Hutton, hear what each of them has to say.
Okay, very good. Mr. Katz, would you like to provide any insights?
Thank you very much. Brian Katz from the Ohio Secretary of State's office. And no, the Secretary's office has no objection to the committee being found to be terminated in light of the candidate's passing.
Very good. Thank you. And Mr. Hutton, did you care to be sworn and testify in any way?
Yeah, I would like to thank the committee for considering that. My sister was Edna Brown and she.
Hold on. Just for official purposes, we need to have you sworn before you make a statement.
Okay,
Raise your right hand.
Thank you.
Please raise your right
All right.
hand.
yes,
Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Thank
I
you.
do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Senator Edna Brown retired in 2018. And at that time, her final report after she made all her contribution and we depleted the campaign account, we thought that everything was filed. I got the request from the committee. Wife and I worked on it for the last couple of years with the bank, and we received all the canceled checks and everything was closed out with the bank, and we submitted, everything we had, and I was at the wit's end on where we should go from here. So I do appreciate you considering things are done at this point. So thank you.
Okay, very good. We appreciate that insight. Are there any questions?
No,
Not, is
no.
there? Oh, thank you very much. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation.
Commissioner Caraway?
Second.
Oh, who was that? That was Caraway. I gotta tell you. All right.
Was
Oh, not Mr. Knight coming in as the infant. All right. Mr. Knight with the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you all for your time. Okay, moving on to item number 35, case number 2024S-028. That's Grace Drake et al.
Again, my recommendation, Madam Chair, members of the commission, is dismiss the complaint, declare the committee terminated pursuant to Commission Advisory Opinion 97 ELC 04 as the candidate is deceased.
Okay, very good. And I'm assuming we have no one here to
I
testify.
do not see anyone listed as being online.
Okay, Mr. Katz, do you have anything you want to share?
Thank you very much. But again, no objection to the recommendation to declare the committee terminated.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Any motions? Oh,
Second.
oh, I don't,
One at a time, please.
I can't sort that out. I'm not that good. Who was
Ernie
it?
again.
Ernie, leading the way.
Commissioner Knight.
Commissioner Knight. Commissioner Ernie Knight.
He was the moving.
Who was the second? That was,
Doesn't matter.
is it Kirschner? I think
I didn't hear Joe. Yeah, I didn't hear from.
it was me.
Okay.
Okay, we have an official motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to 38 and 39. Case numbers 2024S-038 and -040.
And my recommendation, Madam Chair, members of the commission, is to dismiss the complaints and declare the committees terminated. These are both organizations that were organized by Mr. Curlis. There appear to be no monies ever involved with campaign committees. And so that's my recommendation. I don't know if Mr. Katz wanted to add anything further, but it didn't appear that there was any benefit in keeping these things alive.
Okay. Mr. Pat?
Thank you. So I share the same sentiment that there is no activity and that our office is unable to get further information from the treasurer or expect them to do anything further, as I believe they are prohibited from interacting with campaign committees in the future. And so a termination appears appropriate. Thank you.
Very good. Any questions or a motion?
Second.
Very good. Motion a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Okay, moving on to let's see, Demis for failure of service, and I don't see any reason why we can't do these together, 26, 28, 43, and 44.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, we have sent out some numerous notices, and they either came back as unable to forward, undeliverable, or moved. And so my recommendation on all these matters is to dismiss the matters for failure of service. I'd be interested to hear if Mr. Katz has any other perspective on them.
Okay, great. And that's for cases number 2024S-008, -012, -050, and -051. Mr. Katz, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
So I'm sorry, I wasn't able to keep up with you on the other ones after Cassandra McDonald, but first for Cassandra McDonald. So when we file cases, we provide the information that's available on the designation of treasure form that the committee provides. However, we have additional resources for looking up information. And so when we are given the opportunity, such as we were this week, to research individuals to provide an updated address, which we did for these cases, we would ask that instead of being dismissed, that they be reserved under the new information. And then only if they are not able to be served at that new information would they then be dismissed. And so for sure with Miss McDonald, and I believe, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the other
That's
ones that we're
fine.
talking about, but
Charlie DePalma, and then also Stark County Libertarian Party and Stark County Libertarian Party again.
and so for sure with Mr. DePalma, we also provided new information for addresses for him in Stark County.
If you've got the software, I say we reservice them.
So just with Stark County, I was going to ask that they be terminated. So those are both entities that filed in September of 2010 and have seemingly had no activity. And so the attempting to hunt down the individual to file reports, we are filing so that we can stop eventually filing against entities that don't do anything. And so just if you are unable to reach them, we are also unable to reach them, and instead we request that those two be terminated.
Okay, very good. We appreciate that insight. So for the commission members, if you don't have questions, I would recommend items 26 and 28 be decided together, 2024S-008 and -0112. I would assume that you would agree with.
Yeah, that's fine. The recommendation based on his comments and circumstances is to continue those matters. And Madam Chair, you have the ability to just continue a matter.
We're going to go ahead and continue those two matters, and we would need a motion on items 43 and 44, cases 2024S-050 and -051 in regards to termination.
Right, and my recommendation there would be to dismiss the complaint and declare the committees terminated. Complaints and terminate both committees.
Very good. Do we have any questions or a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. That passes unanimously. Thank you for those insights. Okay, moving on to the $50 fine category on page 4, items 37 and 37 will do individually Marshall Escher et al. 2024S-037.
Right. Madam Chair, members of the commission, the Secretary of State's office initially a failure to file the annual report. The report's now been filed. A response was submitted by Mr. Leskowitz online. We have Todd Leskowitz for case number 2024S-037. And my recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $50. Certainly, we can hear further from Mr. Leskowitz.
Do we have both parties online or just one? Oh, I
No,
apologize, Mr.
Mr.
Katz.
Katz is
Okay.
Mr. Katz is the representative of the other party.
Okay.
And so certainly we could hear further from Mr. Katz, and also hear from Mr. Buskovich.
And Mr. Katz, did you have any further statements?
Thank you. So just we concur that the committee appears to be in compliance and has requested termination as of June, so a little over a month ago. And so we have no objections to the executive director's recommendation.
All right, very good. And Mr. Leskovich, if I'm pronouncing that right, would you like to be sworn and correct me on butchering your name if I did?
Yes, you said it correctly. Thank you.
Oh, very good. Okay, would you like to testify?
Sure.
Okay, very good. Go ahead and be sworn.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Very good.
I don't know if it really classifies as testify, but I appreciate everybody's help and everything. It's been, I mean, didn't know what I was getting into. Had great work from everybody. Question is, where do I pay my fine? How do I
That
do
is
that?
a great way to approach the commission. We really appreciate that. No, I'm teasing. Phil, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, you would get a notice from the commission as to what the outcome was. We'll be sending that out after the next meeting. But the commission's address is Suite 1850, 1850 of the Rice Center, 77 South High Street, Columbus, 43215.
Great. Thank you.
Made out to the Ohio Elections Commission for no more than 5 months.
Okay.
So, all right, very good. Do we have any questions of either? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion and do we need to make sure we consider the termination? I think
No,
we already
they
have.
terminated with their filings,
Okay.
and so we don't need to deal with that aspect.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Phil.
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Moving on to item number 40, case number 204S-044.
Chair, members of the commission, give me 1 second. to try. Give me that one. This was a referral from the Secretary of State's office failing to file the 23 semi and annual reports. The reports have been filed as of December 20th. So about, depending on the circumstances, a year and a half or 10 months late, 12 months late. A response was submitted. I've circulated that, synopsized and circulated my recommendation to you. My recommendation on this matter is to find a violation, impose a fine of $50. This is the first violation for this group.
Okay, all right. Mr. Katz, anything else to contribute?
Thank you. The Secretary's office has no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions? Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Very good.
Second.
Man, you guys need a cup of coffee. You're just dragging. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, very good. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to the $100 fine category. Are we good to run these together or do we need to do it?
We run together.
Okay. Very good. Items 30, 36, and 48, case number 204S-014-033 and -065.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, hesitating all over the place. This is a referral from the Secretary of State's offices. These are referrals from the Secretary of State's office for failing to file. I think they're all pretty much 23 annual reports. The reports have been filed, but no response has been submitted to the commission. And so without a response on which to rely to make a different recommendation, my recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $100.
Okay, very good. Mr. Katz.
Thank you very much. No objections to the executive director's recommendations.
Okay, excellent. Any questions of the commission members?
Madam Chair, I'll move the executive director's recommendation.
Second.
Very good. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 24, case 2024S-003.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, my recommendation is to consolidate this case with Case 2025 S001, which is also pending before the commission, as a referral from the secretary's office. Find a violation, impose a fine of $150 and declare the committee terminated. We have gotten service, so we consider ourselves to have gotten service on Ms. Ickard. It's the situation where I think she was running for a judgeship, a regional judgeship that was obligated to file with the Secretary of State's office. Her campaign treasurer was Mr. Curlis. I'll be interested to hear if Mr. Katz has any further comments. As I went back through the history of our campaign finance reports that were filed prior to these not being filed. I think it was the 2021 semi-annual report. There were monies in that account, but then they were dispersed at that point, and there's not been any funds listed on subsequent filings that were made for 2020, maybe it was 2020 where there was a disbursement, or 2019, I'm sorry, I can't remember, I just should have noted it. Anyway, the money was dispersed at one point between the semi and the annual report filings. Subsequent annual filings were made with zero balance. The last couple have not been made, and just in an effort to try and resolve things, move things forward. You know, I had stated my recommendation to consolidate fund violation, impose a fine of $150. I'd be glad to answer any other questions that I can. Certainly, I would like to hear if Mr. Katz has any additional information as well.
Mr. Katz?
No, thank you. So just we can confirm that the last report we received was the 2022 annual report, which showed a $0 balance on hand. And otherwise, we have no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Okay, excellent. Any questions? Seeing none, any motions?
So moved.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Is that a nay? Sorry. Was that an aye or nay?
It was not.
Aye, okay, unanimous. Okay, very good.
Regrettably, no.
Can you tell us about the nay?
No asterisk.
I'm just really missing out on the why behind the what. All right, moving to item number 25. Case number 2024S-007.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, my recommendation is to reconsider the outstanding matters. There were two outstanding matters. Consolidate all the cases, those cases with this case once they're reconsidered. Find a violation and impose a fine of $300. I'll be glad to answer the commission may have. We did receive a response from Mr. McNeely that explained various circumstances. Because of the priors, my recommendation is to impose a fine of $300.
Okay, Mr. Katz.
Thank you. Sorry, reading my notes. So this is a committee that hasn't run for office in nearly 10 years, but is keeping a balance of approximately $1,260, which has been referred 3 times since no longer seeking office, and previously assessed fines of $250 for a prior case. And so just it appears a $300 fine, wrapping them all together and still only assessing a $300 fine seems a little bit low in light of the circumstances of an individual who should be aware of campaign finance law and instead is choosing to maintain a committee with a balance in it, and therefore has an obligation to continue to file reports timely. And so just we would request that they be given their individual fines at the amount previously decided plus a new one for the new violation in order to help motivate the candidate to resolve his committee.
For efficiency, do you have a total fine amount?
I do not, thank you.
Mr. Richter.
Let me find my,
Does it exceed the balance on hand?
I see, no, well, $300 does not.
No, if we were to do the total accumulated.
Oh, it could. The basis, I'm trying to find my outline. Bear with me for one more second. Took the wrong file. The response that the commission received from. Hold on. In his response, Mr. McNeely stated that his failure to file, which was due in January 20, I forgot to file the report before the 31st due to personal, financial, and emotional issues that he was facing. I did file the campaign finance reports when the Claremont County Board called and informed him of the issues. He included copies of the responses, but due to his assertion that he had certain financial and emotional issues, that was the basis for my only imposing a suggested or recommending a fine of $300. Certainly, if the commission wants to do more than that, or less for that matter, that's fine. But I felt like based on his response, that the amount that I'm recommending is satisfactory.
I'm sorry, Madam Chairman, may I ask a clarifying question? Has he already paid the outstanding fines from 2018? Okay, so, sorry, yes,
Okay.
my statements still stand.
Okay, do either of you know what those outstanding fines accumulate to? So if we made a recommendation that was alternate, what? He doesn't.
Oh, it's 25. They were $25. They were failures to file, so they were $25 a day. Plus, one was plus $250 to get reconsideration. So I mean, they would be substantial.
Yes.
At this point.
What was the total cash on hand?
$1,200.
$1,261.72.
Thank you.
I didn't
All
notice
right.
that when I looked at it, that was included in the report.
So, Madam Chair, if I may, especially considering that this respondent has not paid any of the previous fines, that they were per diems, I would be in favor of finding violation and fining $1,261.72. Second.
I think the third counts as a vote. All in favor?
Well,
Oh,
hold on, only because what was that amount again?
$1,261.72.
Balance in the account.
Okay, I thought that's the case. I just wanted to make sure we were, okay.
any opposed? Okay, that passed unanimously. Trying to navigate around.
That's all right. Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you very much for those insights. Okay, we have item number 46, case number 2024S-060. They've asked to continue this.
They've asked to have the matter continued. Easy for me to say. Ms. Valley Solomon is present. The commission would like to hear further from her. She also handed me a response that she had prepared requesting that the matter be continued. I've already accepted that. We'll put it in the file. But if the commission would like to hear further from Ms. Valley Solomon, she is present.
Okay, Ms. Solomon, do you care to be sworn in and testify in any way? If
Do I have
so,
to be sworn?
yeah, so please.
Please raise your right hand. These words are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth of God.
Thank you this morning, and I want to first thank the Secretary of State for working with us. We have filed all our files, but our amendments we haven't filed. And that's basically because we had information that was missing, and we're still trying to gather it. You did give us an extension before, and I'm just requesting that we be given one more month, and we'll figure it out from there, make a final report.
Very good. Thank you for testifying. Mr. Katz, did you have anything you'd like to state?
Sure, thank you very much. So fully agree with the comments made that our office has been working with the PAC for, I think it's been 6 or 8 years, trying to come into compliance with campaign finance reports on an ongoing nature. So they do continually make updates as asked, but not fully ever. And so that's where the challenge is kind of from our office is that we're missing just basic information, street addresses for contributors, unclear business structures. So if it's an LLC or a partnership, they have to assign the contribution to a owner, member, or partner, or if it's a corporation, it's prohibited, but just we're unable to tell based on the name of the entity what it is, and it doesn't show up in our business services search site. And so that needs clarified. Incorrect dates, which are likely just typos. So the date being 02/22 instead of 2022, or just things that are pretty obvious typos that just need addressed. And so I would fear that giving additional time won't resolve the issue because if you've been working on it for years, but instead if perhaps a fine was issued to be done with the outstanding issues, they would be able to move forward and hopefully do successful reporting in the future. But I don't know if she concurs with that or not.
Okay, for clarity, would the fine release them of the obligation to update all of those outstanding items, or they just no longer be in your crosshairs?
So I can say with certainty, our office would be complete with the items that are outstanding if somebody is found in violation for what we have told them they're missing. Beyond that, I would have to point to your counsel to see if somebody else would be allowed to file a complaint for the same issues again, but I would not believe they would be able to
Okay.
file a complaint for the exact same issues.
Okay.
Would you be recommending a daily fine with the reconsideration option?
In light of the challenges for these 6 to 8 years ongoing, no. It would seem to, because unless has more confidence than they've had in the past, and I'm sorry, I don't know if you've been involved with it for the entire time or, but just, and it's so not allowing it to continue.
So you're suggesting a specific fine today?
Yes, and to be done with it, if they're, otherwise, if they do have confidence that they're gonna resolve it in a timely manner, because the fear is $25 a day adds up very quick.
Yeah.
And so because the last one, the 2018 case, that's tens of thousands of dollars if you do $25 a day until somebody resolves it. The extension she was talking about, were due April of this year, of last year. Sorry, 2024, we're already in 2025. So we're a year and a half already into the lateness, and so just unless they get to work this month, we're gonna be back here in the future.
Do they have the cash on hand? Okay.
As of the 2024 special semi-annual report, it was $25,455.
Very good. Thank you. Any additional questions? Ms. Solomon, would you like to come up, given that insight, and maybe speak to your ability to address these items in a month span, or if you feel in light of the information that's been shared that you might want to request something different?
I'm confident we could come up with the information. The reason we don't have the information is the previous treasurer went off with all of our records. So we've been trying to reconstruct that. I just spoke with the officers of the organization on my way down here. And what we plan on doing is just gathering all of the committee members and putting the information out there for everybody just to pitch in and get us the information we need to make sure that we have that final report done. I am confident we can have it done in the next 30 days. I know it's been years and we've been working with the Secretary of State office piece by piece, but I think a concentrated effort, we can make sure that it happens in the next 30 days.
Very good. In light of that, are there any questions of the commission members?
Madam Chair. Go ahead.
No, go, I'll go.
We're gonna do ladies first.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I like that approach.
Criminal bias and just general politeness.
So, Ms. Solomon, thank you for being here, and I'm not trying to advise you, but it sounds like you're saying that in 30 days, you will be able to get a group of people together to figure out the possibility of 8 years long worth of kind of missing information. Would it make more sense to kind of end it here so that you guys can start fresh and you won't have this to carry over?
I think not. And the reason why I think not is because we want to carry over. It's a 35-year-old organization. So we want to continue. So we should fix it.
The
And
organization won't go away, though.
it won't, but we need to have that information to have proper balances and make sure that we are doing what's correct. The only reason it's not done is because somebody walked away with the information. I think we can get it. I'm confident we could get it.
So from my standpoint, I believe that we should issue a fine and move forward so that they can start fresh. However, I'm willing, this is just, my statement, I'm willing to do whatever the commission desires, but I believe either way, there's going to be a fine, no matter what the outcome of. But I am not in agreement with us extending it beyond our very next meeting. If it can't be finalized then I would not be in agreement to anything additional.
Very good. Thank you for your thoughts. Commissioner Caraway, just one more lady folk before you, Commissioner Tavares.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My question goes to the executive director. If fine were levied against the organization, what would we be looking at to settle, as the Secretary of State indicated, to settle the outstanding issues with this committee?
Well, the last fine that was imposed was $400, but it was also imposed in 2010, so it's been a substantial period of time. A little bit out of the ordinary, because normally they always want some reports filed that have been requested. Certainly, this would generally be viewed as a first time before the commission, with her present, having, given a basic explanation of the facts and circumstances, and considering the length of time outstanding. My recommendation would then change to fine violation opposed to fine of $50. Regardless of the fact that there's the history is rather dated. So anyway, that's kind of where I'd be coming from based on the circumstances here. Secretary's office may have a different view on imposing a fine. Commission members may have a different view on opposing a fine, but it's a little bit out of the ordinary for normal circumstances, let's put it out.
And Madam Chair, just to follow up, I guess I do want to hear from the Secretary on this issue to be clear that it would resolve the outstanding issues. The question goes to what is the balance that the Secretary's office and the PAC agree to as a starting point, because they need to know, what is the balance that we're going to operate on from this day forward. Certainly a 35-year-old organization, we want them to continue to be able to support those activities that they support. But if we're going to start afresh, and this is a first-time violation, although it's got a lengthy history, that they need to know what is the final balance that they will start from.
Yes, Commissioner Tavares, a great series of questions, and I may piggyback on this just for efficiency. Phil, would your decision change on what your recommendation would be if we fast forward a month and they have completed everything that they've completed, or would it be the same fine and violation recommendation irregardless?
That would probably be the same fine.
Okay.
Recommendation.
I think that's important to note.
Right.
Okay, very good. So same questions to you, if you agree with both the now assessment and the future assessment, and then also former Chairwoman Tavares's inquiries, if you don't mind. If you can keep track of all of our questions.
Absolutely. So our recommendation today was based on just missing basic information in reports. We have just become aware that they might have balance discrepancy issues they need to work through as well. And so would now support them getting together, because as Commissioner Tavares is pointing out, if they have a balance discrepancy, they need to fix that. And so they need to figure out what that amount is. And if she's not prepared today to tell you what that amount is, and so then she needs time to figure out what that amount should be. And then we can determine, is there missing money that needs to have the balance checked? From our perspective, it was just missing information that needed updated, street addresses, employers as judges instead of the actual employer. And it was more basic information. But if they have balance discrepancies as well, there is perhaps more that needs to be resolved. And so we do not object to, I don't know when your next commission hearing is, but seeing you again then, if that's desired.
That's so kind. Okay. All right, very good. Do you have any further comments? Okay, seeing none, if there aren't any questions of the commission members, I'm going to go ahead and grant the continuance. Okay. Yes, sir.
The only thing I would add is that this has been continued before, right?
Correct.
So
We are very serious about the
The
next.
gentlelady is saying that within 30 days, your issues will be resolved. Is that correct? On record?
Yes.
Okay, so if these issues are not resolved within 30 days, or there has been substantial effort, I would be in favor of moving to a substantially higher fine violation from $50 into the thousands. Because we've given extensions, we're now giving another extension. There There may be some basic issues, but there may be fundamental balance discrepancies. And so just wanted to put that on record. And the general lady has said that 30 days is when, or the next hearing, or within 30 days. I guess, I don't know when the next time we meet, so.
August 28th.
Yeah, August 28th is our next, so.
That's not our next meeting, but that's the.
Right, so it would be, okay, very good. Thank you, Madam Chair.
When is our next meeting?
August 14th.
Okay, very good. That continuance is issued. You have our first, and we pray that it all goes well and you come back. Yes, ma'am.
14th or August 28th?
August 28th.
You'll have the full month rather than our very next meeting. Okay. All right, very good. Moving on to item number 31, case number 2024S-016.
Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the commission, I'm going to briefly address the remaining matters dealing with the Secretary of State's office aside from the continuances. They're all, my recommendation includes the imposition of a per diem fine in all the cases. I just want to state that in advance because based on either my review of the Secretary's website or information that I got back from the Secretary's office, they've indicated that these groups have not yet filed campaign finance reports. And so therefore, I believe per diem fine would be appropriate. As it relates to this matter, there is a matter outstanding 2025S-011 that the commission has at least brought before at one time and continued. We have, I believe we consider ourselves to have service as it relates to this group, the Concerned Citizens for Ethical Governance. My recommendation is to consolidate these cases, find a violation, impose fine of $25 per day with a reconsideration.
Very good. Mr. Katz, do you care to share anything?
Thank you very much. The Secretary of State's office has no objection to the recommendation for the Concerned Citizens for Ethical Governance. Thank you.
Very good. Any questions, commission members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I'll move the executive director's recommendation.
Thank you.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item 6 and 47.
The next two matters, Madam Chair, are a little bit interesting only because one referral is from the Lucas County Board of Elections and the other one is from the Secretary of State's office involving the same individual, who I believe is currently running for Toledo City Council. She has reached out to us at one point, indicating, for want of a better phrase, her confusion as it relates to filing obligations and making filings. I think she's been encouraged in the past to reach out, be in touch with either the Secretary's office or the staff at the Lucas County Board of Elections. No reports have been submitted in the intervening period that would bring the committee into compliance. And so my recommendation is consolidate these two cases, find a violation, and impose a fine of $25 per day with reconsideration option.
Okay.
Certainly we could hear, technically we'd hear further from Mr. Katz as it relates to 2024S-063, but I'm consolidating them just because it involves the same individual.
Okay, very good. And that's in reference to cases 2024R-481 and -063. I apologize. Yes, that's, no, I apologize. 2024S-063 for the second case. Okay, Mr. Katz, do you care to provide any input?
Just a little more color. Thank you. So yes, the candidate ran for the House in 2022, then ran for Toledo City Council in 2023 to bounce back and forth between the offices, filed to run for the House in 2024, but failed to make the ballot, and now is a candidate for the Toledo City Council. Her initial filing with our office was a $0 report with no information. And so we advised her that we needed to update her report to reflect the activity. She then submitted a paper report as an attachment to it and was then advised you have to file electronically, meaning typing in the information into the report. It is not extensive activity that we're talking about, so it shouldn't be that complicated to type in those contributions and expenditures and hit submit. And so just we have no objection to the executive director's recommendation of the fine. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Are there any questions of the commission members? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Then
Oh. I think the guys got it that time. All right, thank you, gentlemen, Mr. Knight and Mr. Lyle, but, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes unanimously. Moving on to the $25 a day with reconsideration option of payment of $250, section 32, 34, and 42, case number 2024S-017-020 and -048.
Again, Madam Chair, reports have not been submitted. This is the second time each of these groups is before the commission. And so my recommendation is to find a violation in the individual matters and impose a $25 per day fine. Give the party the ability to have the matter reconsidered with a payment of $250.
Very good. Anything from you, Mr. Katz?
Thank you. No objection to any of those three recommendations for those three cases. Thank you.
Very good. All right, members, any questions? Any?
Madam Chair, I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Tavares. Any?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 41, case number 2024S-047.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, again, I'm recommending that we consolidate two matters that are pending before the commission, 2025-030, and this matter that is before the commission today. Both fine at $25 per day. The reconsideration option with payment of $250 is the second time, aside from the one we're consolidating, second time that this individual has been before the commission for consideration.
Very good. Are there, is there anything you'd like to contribute, Mr. Katz?
Thank you. Again, no objection to the executive director's recommendation.
Very good. Any questions or any motions? You guys need your Wheaties.
So moved.
Oh, second.
Oh. Thank you both. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. We are now rolling. Okay, item number 27, case 2024S-010.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, I received an email this morning from this gentleman who indicated he was on his way to the commission meeting when he was notified that there had been a death in the family. And so therefore he could not attend the meeting. Based on that request, or based on that submission to me, I'm requesting on this individual's behalf that the matter be continued.
Granted. Moving on to item number 45, case number 2024S-057.
We have not been able to get good service on Mr. Williams. And so therefore my recommendation is to continue this matter for service.
All right, also granted. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mr. Katz and team. Have a wonderful day. Moving on to the group recommendations of the county board.
Why don't we do this? Let's go. Well, first, if we can take 24R502, which is a good cause item. Ms. Hoffman is with Mr. McTighe's office.
Okay. 502.
502.
Oh,
Take these out of order. We'll get rid of the rest of the folks that are present.
okay. All right, just for the commission members, we're going to do a few out of order for just appreciation of folks' time. We're on page 4, the good cause category number 18. It's 2 ahead of where we were. Case number 2024R-502.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a referral from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections for, I think it was initially a failure to file. The reports have been filed. I've been, should not say that without looking at it. Okay, with me. Oh, it was originally a failure to file. The reports were submitted. A response was submitted. Ms. Hoff, who was with the with Mr. McTighe's office, is present here on behalf of the respondent. Looks like maybe the respondent is present as well. We did receive a response. Candidate was working with staff of the board to identify information required. Various delays occurred during the process, but once the last items were identified, the materials were submitted promptly, and the committee is now in compliance. It looked like it was less than 2 weeks from the date of the referral to the submission. And so my recommendation is to find a violation, but for good cause, not impose fine or refer the matter for further prosecution. Certainly, the commission could hear further from either party that is present.
Okay, very good. Would you like to be sworn and testify?
She, as counsel, she
Oh,
would be able to speak on her client's behalf.
Thank you all, and I'll be brief, because the facts were already given an overview by Director Richter. Madam Chair, thank you very much. My name is Stacey Hoff. I'm here on behalf of my client, Jim Petrus, who is a current city councilman at the Cleveland Heights City Council. So he is a first-time candidate, and in 2023 decided to run for city council of Cleveland Heights. First campaign committee was filed when he decided to run for this office. Never been a candidate before. First time, was very determined to do things by the book. After he won his election, took office in 2024, he received an audit letter from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. So he received that letter, and there's a lot of dates involved in this, so bear with me. He received the letter on June 22nd, 2024. 2 days later, he sent an email to Frank Paluzzi, who's an employee of the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, asking for clarification about what exactly they were looking for. The letter said that they requested additional information about the pre-general and post-general reports. So the letter also said there was 21 days to respond, which made the deadline July 13th. So he sent the email 2 days later, gets a response from Mr. Maluzzi, who's the Board of Elections employee. They begin to exchange emails, and Mr. Petrus asks, while we're finding a time and scheduling a time to get together to talk, is this deadline still in place? Like this July 13th deadline? Do I still need to comply with this deadline while we're figuring out a time to meet so I can understand the request better? And Mr. Maluzzi said, he gave some dates and then said, in the meantime, some dates that were after the July 13th deadline, and said, in the meantime, try to get whatever you can done. And then when we meet, try to get you moving in the right direction on what is expected moving forward. So they had their sit-down meeting on August 7th. That was when both of them were finally both available, and he began to understand exactly what the board was looking for. So while Mr. Petrus begins to gather that documentation, at this point, several weeks had already passed since the deadline when they had that sit-down meeting on August 7th. So he reasonably assumed that either the deadline was told or they weren't planning to enforce it because he was actively in communication with the board. So he said, as long as I'm making a good faith effort to get that documentation to them, I'm actively talking to Mr. Maluzzi, that should be fine. It was not until he received a letter on October 12th saying that the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections was making a referral to the Elections Commission, bringing us here today, that he realized that they were enforcing the July 13th deadline. So he filed all the documentation that was requested on October 16th. So it's not been a very long period of time. It's been three months or so. And he heard nothing from the board or the Secretary of State's office or the Elections Commission until January of 2025, when the commission set this matter for a hearing. It was continued until today. And we are here to request that there be a finding of no violation. Mr. Petrus is a first-time candidate. He has timely filed all the reports that were required of him. There was just insufficient information. That was why the audit letter was sent out. He reasonably tried his best. He made a good faith effort to cooperate, to communicate to someone's figuring this out on their own. This is before he retained counsel. He was trying to comply with what the board was asking of him. He's taking this seriously. He hired legal counsel. He came down all the way from Cleveland today to be here, and he did express that he's happy to answer any questions that the board may have of him directly. But we do request it because this is a miscommunication more than it is an intentional violation or intentionally ignoring the deadline. He thought they were exceeding the deadline. And he did ask that question directly of a Board of Elections employee and did not receive an answer saying, no, we're still enforcing the July 13th deadline. It was not mentioned in the response that he got. So having asked it directly, not receiving a response, setting up meetings that were after the deadline, it was a good faith effort to comply. And so that's why we're asking for no violation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Hoff. Are there any questions?
This was last year.
Last fall.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Any other questions? Okay. And Mr. Petrus, did you care to speak at all? Are you okay? Okay. All right, very good.
He's a councilman of Cleveland Heights. Thank you for your service.
Okay, very good. All right, if there are no further questions, do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I have a really quick question for the executive director, if I may.
Sure thing.
Mr. Richter?
Mr. Richard.
Yeah,
Hello.
hello, I'm here, I'm listening.
I just wanted to ask really quick, don't we have a provision in the administrative code that would allow us to find a technical violation? Rather than,
Well, I mean, no, we would either find a violation or not.
Okay.
And then I guess if you say, talk about a quote, as you would phrase it, a technical violation, that would be the basis for presumably finding that there's good cause present not to impose.
okay,
That's how I would normally approach a situation like that. But looking at the statutes, the commission either finds a violation or doesn't find a violation. If it finds a violation, then it can do one of three things: good cause, impose a fine, or refer for prosecution. That's the way the statutes generally.
okay, thank you.
Very good. Any additional questions or is there a motion?
Madam Chair. I would like to make a motion to accept the executive director's, what was it called? Recommendation. For
Yes, everybody's struggling. She's caffeine, sorry.
For this cause.
All right, very good. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Okay, that motion,
I think that was
Did it
5-2
carry?
with Mr. Lyle and Mr. Knight voting no, unless there's somebody who wants to say something else.
okay, no, that motion, well, does anyone care to say anything? I mean, the vote's been taken, but you're more than welcome to pontificate on your position.
Already been taken.
Okay, very
Doesn't
good.
really matter.
Your vote is your voice.
I'm
Okay.
serious.
That motion passes 5-2. Thank you both very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
it. Okay, very good.
Online, we have Mr. Blower, I'm not sure which.
Okay. All right, very good. We're going to address item number 7, case 2024R-482. Mr. Blower or Lucas, would you care to be sworn to testify?
I would, and it's Mr. Blower.
Blower, okay, thank you very much.
But you can call me
Chairman.
Lucas if you like.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is a referral from the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections. Or,
No, he's shaking his head no.
oh, no, Summit County, is that right?
Yeah.
I apologize. Summit County Board of Elections, for a failure to file an addendum, to various reports, presumably due 9/23, filed on 1/2025. My recommendation is to find a violation, right at the moment, my recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $100. There was no response submitted. Certainly, we could hear, from Mr. Blower, as it relates to the circumstances that may affect my recommendation.
Okay, very good. If you'd like to be sworn to testify, please do so.
You swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Very good. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you, members of the commission, for taking the time to hear from me. What I would like to do very quickly is just sort of go through the timeline of events here and highlight just two things before I get into that timeline. One is that this committee has been terminated. And second, I've already received a fine of $500. I'm from the Election Commission. I thought it was in sort of relation to this. I'm happy to pay that $500 fine, but I just guess I'm trying to figure out whether this is an additional fine or something different. So let me go through the timeline if you don't mind. First of all, I filed the reports on time. The Summit County Elections Commission said that I did not provide enough information. I don't dispute that. I got they ended up referring me to the Election Commission. I got a notice of a hearing that was supposed to be on January 30th. I reached out to Mr. Richter asking for a continuance on there. And afterwards, I filed the addendums that were requested for the 2023 pre and post primary reports. I filed the addendums and then I just shut down the committee. All right. And I emailed Mr. Richter with the receipts of the addendums before then. Then on April 4th, I received a notice of a fine from the Election Commission for $500. And I sort of figured, well, okay, you know, it is what it is there. I'll say by way of context, I was a new treasurer for this campaign. It's not an experience I am looking to repeat anytime soon, maybe not ever. So I just sort of figured, okay, $500 is an expensive lesson, but I've learned it. Okay, I'll start making payments on it. Then, however, in June, I received a notice of this hearing. And so I just wanted to come up and let the commission know, you know, I've filed the addendums, I've shut down the committee, and I'm making payment on the previous levy fine. So I was hopeful that could just put the matter to rest. And
Very good.
that concludes my comments.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your input. Mr. Richter, does that change your position or recommendation based off of that information shared?
Well, I mean, he's indicated I just ran his name and the candidate's name in the database, and I'm only seeing a reference to this case. I'm not sure. You got a notice from the commission imposing a fine? What was the case number in that matter?
Is there any way I can share my screen? Oh,
Can
it's
you
not
permit
on.
it,
I
Chris?
believe so.
Should
Yeah,
be
if
able
Spain's
to.
run, then yeah.
Yeah,
I-
you may have to
so-
grant him
Chris
access.
has to give him permission to do.
Actually, I think the permission should be there. You just click on the share.
Yeah, just hit share
icon.
screen on your
Okay.
Teams.
It actually, actually, I don't think it's going to be necessary because I'm looking at the fine. I was looking at the fine online from the Attorney General's office, and it doesn't have a case number associated with it. It just has ELC 100 as the fining party. And so I don't, but this is the only case I've ever been associated with. So I don't know what else it could be.
I think that is a collections effort from the Attorney General. I don't think that's a disposition letter from us.
Right.
So I would advise you to work with Mr. Richter and figure out. Can I ask you the correspondence that you received from the state? Does it say Office of the Attorney General or does it
Yes.
say Ohio Elections Commission?
It was the Ohio Attorney General. That's what it was.
That's very clearly not us, but at some point there may have been a referral for an unpaid fine from us. So I think maybe you should work with Mr.
In
Richter.
that case, I mean, he would be associated with that case that was before us, irregardless of when it
Right.
transpired
And
or if
I-
it was
like I
referred
said,
to
I
the
don't-
AG's office.
How long ago?
Well,
ELC 100
You-
would be a long time ago, because as I'm looking back through the reference numbers in our database, and ELC 1032 is the
most recent.
is the oldest one I could find, and that's from 2002. ELC 100 would be way back.
Is there any chance that this is just transposed incorrectly to the AG's office? It could have been case 1000 versus case 100.
Or is that a
Yeah.
fund?
Do you recall participating in any case at any point in time, Mr. Blower?
No. No, there was no case. I've never been a part of a hearing. I became a treasurer. This campaign has had issues before I was treasurer. I became
Yeah.
treasurer like in 2023. And this is the part I'm talking about right here. Let's see if I can say like this is the fine. It says agency owed ELC 100. So I never, this is the first hearing I've ever been to.
Attorney General refers to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ELC numbers are, when we refer a matter to the Attorney General's office, we're obligated to, identify a number. that they have assigned to us, ELC something. Like I said, ELC 100.
No, I don't. I think that's how the AG.
Is referring to us.
Internally.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
That is
makes
their
sense.
code.
Generic reference.
So we need to communicate with the AG's office, find the original case.
Well, he needs to, but that's not this case.
No, like I said, I've just looked him up. The committee and the candidate, and this is the only case related to all of those. I don't see his name on anything else.
What do you think about it?
No, I mean, we could just,
Well,
I
that-
think, the report's
Is
been
there-
filed here. I think we should resolve it in some way or another. We find good cause not to. That's.
Well,
I mean,
Shouldn't we just continue until?
oh,
Yeah.
it sounds like it is.
Madam Chair, on this side of the room, we're in favor of you granting a continuance
Yeah.
until Mr. Richter can work with the respondent in figuring out.
What this previous case was associated
agree.
with. All right, very good.
That's fine. I'm,
Okay.
All right, Mr. Blower, you, we just ask that you spend the time connecting with the executive director to try to find some resolve on the origin of that case. And if it has any connectivity to this, we'll be glad to move on it.
or Mr. Hughes, my assistant, reach out to the AG's office and, I mean, he's given you the ELC 100, but like I said, ELC 100 would have been 40 years ago.
Well, we're saying we think they're coding us, so they're referring to our case number as this is how the Ohio Elections Commission is in their system coded.
Yeah.
So that's probably not the case number it's actually referring to. They'll have additional details when they give him the account number that's listed, like.
There's an account number on the
Mhm.
Give
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much credit to the AG's office, but we'll see.
Here's the account number right here too.
All right, so either Phil
They got
and
it
or
by name,
Chris
too.
and or Mr. Blower, go ahead and call the AG's office, ask them for additional granular detail regarding this case. And we can backtrack it.
I mean, Madam Chair, does Mr. Richter have the ability to quickly navigate the bureaucracy a little better? If you would?
Chris does.
And Chris problem, I mean.
What date did you make that payment? Do you have like an approximate date? Was it?
Well, I've been making payments partially because the fine came without any sort of hearing. So I figured I'd just sort of like make payments and then see what happened. But the very first payment I made on this was, I think, like April 5th or something like that.
April, okay.
But I got the notice of the fine on April 4th.
Try to get on to the Attorney General's, because I might have a better insight on that.
Okay,
so it's been continued and we can address it offline?
Yeah.
all right. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grant the continuance. We encourage you to work with Chris in our office to get this item resolved, and we'll revisit it as is necessary. I'm gonna move on to item number 20, case
Thank you.
2024R-508. West Park Democrats.
Okay, we can't, there's another person, but I think it's still online. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
Madam Chair, members of the commission. This situation where the report has been filed by the respondent, no response was submitted to the commission. So my recommendation is to find a violation and impose a fine of $100.
Okay, are there any questions? Is there a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair. Second.
Okay, all right, very good. We have a motion, and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, that motion passes unanimously. We do have one additional person online.
It's under the $25 per day reconsideration option. Item number 16, case number 2024R-498. Danielle Henderson. My recommendation, as stated, is to find a violation, impose a fine of $25 per day. Give the respondent the opportunity to have the matter reconsidered if the report is filed. The last information I had, either in looking at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections website or from staff at the board, is that these reports have not been filed. certainly we could hear further from Ms. Henderson.
Okay, very good. Ms. Henderson, if you care to testimony or provide testimony, would you like to be sworn in?
Yes, please. Do you swear from to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
And thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, from my understanding, the reports were filed, but it was, I guess, missing information. This was my first year running as counsel. I apologize. I'm unfamiliar with the reports. I did send a letter in and I spoke with, I believe her name was Ray Combs at the County Board of Elections. And she told me all that I needed to do was to send in my bank statements, which I did. I also sent a certified letter to Ohio Elections Commission. Did you guys receive that?
No, there's nothing in the file at this point.
Okay.
Do you know when you sent it?
I would have to look and see if I can find my certified letter. But I guess at this point, I would like to know what I did wrong and what I can do to fix it.
Okay, very good. Paul, do you care to speak to?
Well, yeah, like I said, the Board of Elections indicated they requested an addendum to the 2023 Post General Report that has not yet been filed. And when I followed up with them, they indicated that the report had not yet been filed. And I think when I was online, I didn't recall seeing anything. I can double check that quickly. But your first order of business would be to be in touch with the person that you said you contacted with the Board of Elections, work through them to make sure that they've got what they want to complete your report. Then you can have the matter resolved by the commission. At this point, Madam Chair, I'd recommend that we continue the matter. To give them additional time to file a report. But like I said, the Board of Elections has indicated that they have not received anything and that the report needs to be completed.
Very good. Did you have any additional questions?
No, I'll just follow up with the Board of Elections and I'll get that report over as soon as possible.
Okay, very good. Are there questions of the commission members?
Madam Chair, Mr. Richter, so we're going to continue this until?
I'm not sure how involved the submission of the report would be to the Board of Elections, but we could do it until August 28th. Give them 30 days to resolve with the board.
Okay, if you're amiable to that, is there a motion from the commission members?
So moved.
As second?
Second.
All right, very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, very good. We will see you on the 28th. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Very good. Okay. All right. I saw, do you have,
That's in the few issues involved. Hearing.
oh, okay, very good. Oh, that's right. For the, do you want to address that first then instead of the other matters? Okay, all right. Okay, what time is it? It's 11:46. Okay, we're gonna get through as many cases as we can before noon. We're gonna break at noon. I believe items 5 and 8 on page 4 still need to be addressed, and then we'll go in order following that to finish out the remainder of these cases.
Right.
So item 5, that's case number 2022R-301.
Older case, we've tried multiple times, as you could look at the ICW and not been able to get service on the complainant. My recommendation is to declare the committee terminated and dismiss the complaint for failure of service.
Okay. Very good. Are there any questions?
Madam Chair, just one question. Mr. Richter, was there a balance in that account?
From Ms. Triplett, I think that I have not looked in, I can't do this off the top of my head. I know I've looked in the past. It's been let's just put it this way, it's been a lengthy period of time until reports have been filed by Ms. Triplett.
Okay.
And so I want to think at least 15 years, if not more.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Very good. All right, any additional questions? Okay, is there a motion?
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 8, case 2024R-483.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, multiple items involving this group. Excuse me, this is a referral out of Summit County. My recommendation is to consolidate this with 2024 R238 and dismiss as the committee was declared terminated with the finding in the previous matter. If you look at item 2023 R568, 547. We declared the committee terminated there, so I'm just, kind of repeating it here. Obviously, we need to do a better job of informing the Board of Elections. Although we only did it in April, but we'll do so.
Move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Item number 12, case 2024R-488.
Madam Chair, members of the commission, this is the second time, I think, for this group to be before the commission. The report has been filed. No response has been submitted. And so my recommendation is to find a violation, oppose fine of $150.
Okay, any questions or a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to 500 fine category, items 11 and 21, cases 2024R-486 and -513.
In both cases, the reports have been filed that were an issue. There are multiple matters pending before the commission. So my recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $500.
Questions or a motion?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I didn't hear that many ayes. Did you guys vote?
Hi, and you're so fast, I didn't get my eye out.
All right,
So I didn't say I was unopposed.
all right, any opposed? Okay, all right. That was an implied aye. Okay, we have passed that unanimously. Thanks for participating. Moving on to the $25 a day with reconsideration option. Items 14, 15, 17, 19, 22, 23, or 49 and 50. Cases 2024R-492-497, -501, -504, -516, -517, -004, and -005.
Madam Chair.
Hold on, I will make, please take item 49, 2025 R-004 out of that. I got a request to have that matter continue,
Granted.
and I forgot to move it. I apologize. The other matters though can go forward.
Okay.
Madam Chair, just one correction. The last one, number 50, is 2025 R.
Thank you. And actually the last two are,
Yeah,
but we moved that one. Thank
I
you very
snuck
much.
a couple in there just to keep you awake.
Well, I failed. So 2025 R-005.
Well, I failed because I forgot to move the one to continue upon request of the respondent.
All right. Okay, very good. If you have caught all of that, God bless you. And we will go ahead and have any questions or a motion if the commission members so please.
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Second.
Oh, no. Vice Chair Davis beat you to the punch. It's a motion and a second by the ladies. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. Item number 9, case number 2024R-484.
This group has had multiple matters before the commission. The report has not yet been filed. And so my recommendation is to find a violation, impose a fine of $8,950 plus $25 per day in the future, but give the group the opportunity to have the matter reconsidered.
Any questions or a motion?
Mr. Richter,
Yep.
this group responded to the Elections Commission,
No.
so just wanted, okay.
See, I can answer some questions simply.
All right.
I'll move the recommendation of the
Will that
executive
passion translate into a motion?
Second.
Oh, wait, was it a
Morris
motion?
moved.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Passion on the left. All right, very good. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
I.
Any opposed?
No.
Oh, okay. That motion passes 5-2. Moving on, number 10 and 13, cases number 2024R-485 and -491.
Multiple matters before the commission. Reports have not been filed, and so my recommendation is to find a violation. Impose a fine of $358, $35,800, excuse me, plus $100 per day, but give the group the opportunity to have the matter reconsidered with the filing of the reports and a request to the commission.
All right, very good. Repeat question from Commissioner Caraway.
It is a repeat question. And the response is the same.
All right.
My vote will be the same.
All right. Any other questions?
I'll move the recommendation of the executive director.
Is there a second? Well, we are in limbo here.
There we go.
All right, very good. Appreciate it. Commissioner Lyle, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes, same as the last, 5-2. Moving on, item 51, case 2025R-011.
Yeah, I'm requesting this matter be continued. I'm going back and forth with the Board of Elections as it relates to this particular pact. I'd make a different recommendation, except there's this, they've indicated there's a substantial amount of money that the pact still shows. And so rather than trying to either declare the committee terminated or and they've kind of reached out to the board and tried to work with them. So I'm requesting that the matter be continued at this point. We'll see if we can get some result here shortly.
Possibly maybe just set the matter for hearing and issue a subpoena. Get them to come up. Yeah.
At this point, I'd say no, please continue and give the board an opportunity to work with them.
Okay.
Because I'm working with Rosemary at the board on this one. Madam Chair, you can continue that. And then I'd also, back to item number 49, that needs to be continued as well.
Already granted continuance.
Okay, thank you.
But this can also be continued unless there's any radical opposition from the commission members.
That's it.
All right, very good. So we are going to go ahead and break prematurely to that 12 p.m. Why don't we go ahead and come back at 12:10 to keep it timely for the remaining hearing? Thank you.
I want to hit mute.
Yes, I'm going to hit mute on that. Oh, everyone.
I gotta drive back Saturday.
Excellent unmuter.
Unmute her.
Wow, and then all the way back to Berlin for softball.
That was your group planning.
Don't mention softball.
I did. I didn't schedule them before. I scheduled them closer to me. They changed.
All right, very good. Welcome back. We are resuming the July 24th, 2025 Ohio Elections Commission meeting in regards to case under the recommendations number 1 on page 1, O'Brien v. D'Angelo. Just for our memory, that was 2024G-036 and recommended consolidation with 2024G-011.
And for members, I will speak. I apologize for not including a hearing outline. I was thinking back, what I did was I put it in the recommendation sheet that I sent to you, a couple of weeks ago before I left. And I forgot to bring it into the working agenda today. I apologize, but I just provided everybody a copy of what was the original outline for 2024 G011 that we dealt with on October 31. Simply stated, the complaint asserted that the respondent failed to file certain campaign finance reports with I think it was the Geauga County Board of Elections. In the intervening period, Ms. D'Angelo did submit those reports. The board got in touch with me, sent them along to me, indicating that they were satisfied with the submissions. They are now complete. Certainly we could hear more from Ms. D'Angelo. At this point, the complainant was Mr. O'Brien, who filed both the complaints. And I think did enough to establish for the commission that Ms. O'Brien should have filed certain campaign finance reports, which she has now done. Again, I apologize for repeating myself. But that's kind of where we are. The matter is at a hearing standard. And so, certainly we could hear further from Ms. D'Angelo. I'm not sure what's going on with Mr. O'Brien. He did call right before I left. I didn't have the chance to get the call back to him. But, obviously he is not present today. He's not online, is he?
He is not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about all I can stammer and stutter over myself at this point.
Madam Chair, can I ask you just one question to the executive director?
Absolutely.
In the event that we would find a violation here, what would your recommendation be as it relates to the resolution?
Well, and normally I would not give you a recommendation because we're at the hearing level. But considering what has already been provided to the commission at the previous hearing that led to Ms. D'Angelo filing her campaign finance reports, the subsequent submission of 036, which made essentially the same allegations, slightly expanded, but essentially it all dealt with the same election, essentially the same filings. This is Ms. D'Angelo's first time before the commission. This would be a classic case of finding a violation, opposing a $50 fine.
I thought you might say so. Okay. I just want to get
Under
typical
circumstances, that's what my recommendation would be for the case that she's.
Madam Chair.
Very good. Go ahead, Commissioner Caraway.
Thank you very much. Mr. Richter, could you refresh my memory on when we heard the preliminary review?
October 31st.
Okay. And was there a particular reason why we set this for hearing and didn't at that time just find a violation or not find a violation in October?
At that point, the reports had not yet been filed. There was questions concerning the nature of what and how Ms. D'Angelo should report, what she should report, et cetera. And so the matter was continued to give an opportunity to complete the reports and get that all done. Like I said, this was from October 31st. I don't want to speak out of time. I mean, certainly it could have been brought back a bit earlier. But I think at least, as I recall, Ms. D'Angelo, you were going to Florida in December, is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
But I
And
would
so,
come back in for you. So did I get sworn in?
well, not yet, but I'm just confirming,
yeah.
you were going to be gone for a period of time.
Right.
That we couldn't bring it back right away. And so, you know, it could have been brought back a bit earlier than this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a period of time where she was unavailable.
And so just to confirm that, the necessary reports have been filed and are satisfactory.
That is my understanding from the response that I got from Board of Election.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. If there aren't any additional questions, the executive director. Seeing none, Ms. D'Angelo, do you care to testify today?
Sure.
Okay, feel free to approach the stand and be sworn in.
Swear from the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, whatever this about me, God. I just asked it. All right, anyways, so the accusation is that I didn't file a complete and accurate statement, which is partially true because I didn't need to. Because I never went over the 2,000 in contributions or expenditures. I signed a waiver saying that I wasn't going to, and I didn't. So what happened is that Mr. O'Brien brought charges up against me saying with these, he made up a bunch of charges that I could have had, like if I would have gone to this, you know, he called my church and found out what I paid for a fundraiser. He called up the newspaper I went to and found out that if I would have used their designer, which I didn't, that it would have cost me so much. So he made up that one. And then he made up another charge saying that if I would have used different printing and how much it would have cost to mail it, but that was another made up charge. So this is ridiculous that he's made up all these things. And so what happened is that I was called in for a hearing and my first set of attorneys said I didn't have to come because you wouldn't ask me questions, but I was watching on Zoom and you asked a bunch of questions because they didn't provide you with the information. A couple days before that, I did file a good faith report because that's what he said I should do. It was just with things I had written down at home that I was keeping tally of that I knew I didn't go over 2,000 or 2,000. I knew I didn't go over it all. I knew it. So what happened is that so the first report is my attorney never provided you with information. He never gave you the information ahead of time. He gave it to you that day. I had kept telling him that he should have gotten to you ahead of time because that's what the note said. He was inept. I got rid of him. So then I had a hearing. So now I had a second set of attorneys, which I came down for the last time I was here. And so what happened is that I didn't have, but Mr. O'Brien kept pushing it and saying that I still was in violation somehow, but I wasn't. I had provided everything for you all at that time. And since you all had some questions, you said I wouldn't have to come back down. And so I thought you were going to discuss it amongst yourselves, but then I talked to Mr. Richter and he said, if there was going to be a hearing, first we were going to kick it down to December, January. Then it was January, February, then it was February, March. Now we're in July. So this is where it's at. I did do an amended report because when I did look at my records, I was inaccurate about like prices maybe and check numbers and things like that, but I still was under the 2,000 and 2,000. So I just did an amended one that Mr. Richter said you have to. I have a couple copies if you needed one, but I'm still under the amount. So I never needed to do it. Mr. O'Brien, who I ran against his wife, I don't know what happened. I brought filter feathers and he decided to, have this report. And so it's sort of ludicrous that I wasted, I told my attorney, I said, I'm done. I can do this by myself. I can tell you the story. I said, don't come because I can't do this anymore. Paying attorney fees for, I should have just come down the first time myself, explained it everything. I could have answered all the questions. So I'm sorry that you or I have had to go through any of this because there was no reason for it. I mean, I've talked to Scott Dasher at the Jog County Board of Elections and Ramona there, and I've done another report in July or in January. And then I still have just kept everything open just so if there's any question, you can look at my checking account. I've handed it in. I've done everything because I respect the fact that, that you're keeping everyone on the up and up, but I am on the up and up and I didn't need to, waste anyone's time, energy or effort. And that's my story.
Very good. Thank you very much. Are there any questions of Ms. D'Angelo?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I would like to see the copies that you have. Thank you.
I have two of them in brought, so I don't know if anyone else needs to see it.
It's fine. We can pass. Thank you so much.
Anybody else?
You might as well. Thank you very much.
I have a question for the executive director.
Yep, go ahead.
So did you get a voicemail from Mr. O'Brien didn't, I mean, you said he called, but you
He
didn't.
called her like the dad was leaving on vacation. They didn't get the chance to call him back, nor did I get a chance to call him yesterday after I got back.
So we don't know if he was trying to request a continuance because he couldn't be here.
Chris took the message for me and talked to him in a little more detail than I did.
I had talked to him. I don't remember the specifics of what we talked. That wasn't something that would have definitely rang a bell, but I would have said, hey, if he's on vacation, you need to submit something to him in writing so we can put it in file to show you're requesting a continuance. And I don't remember ever having that conversation with him. He was aware of the meeting date. This was both matters were going forward. But I don't remember anything beyond that. I think his questions were more procedural based.
I mean, because I remember that, I even brought, so when we had this, preliminary review, there was all this discussion around how much was this, and we were all like trying to add it up, and, you know, we were asked to keep that document so that we could go through that again. I brought them with me, right? I've been sitting in the corner of my office and thinking October. And I mean, I certainly appreciate, and I have no reason to question the accuracy, but I mean, the reason we put this to hearing was less about whether the report was filed or not. It was about whether the reports were accurate based on whether the expenses were over the $2,000. So, you know, I'm a little concerned if Mr. O'Brien was trying to let us know he couldn't make it today. And I mean, all due respect, you know, Phil's on vacation for 10 days and we'll kind of guess what he might have talked to Chris about. I mean, I feel a little uncomfortable with that kind of knowledge gap, making a determination.
Madam Chair, if I could, I would make the point that we are a formal body and the requirement of council to file a motion for a continuance would seem to be important to me. So I wouldn't place any blame on the staff whatsoever. If no one was reached and there was some urgency to it, then I think it's incumbent upon the parties to file formal documents with our body. And there's been no motion filed nor any phone calls since they've been back this week, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, that's all well and good, but we take a very informal approach to this and we make last minute concessions on continuances based on numbers of reasons through the years. We don't adhere to that formality hardly ever.
Yeah, I would disagree, but understand your position.
Hey, ma'am, you released your counsel, correct? And you verbally released him? I mean,
Yeah, yes.
So,
Too many hours coming here. I can't
so
afford this.
I guess my only comment would be that if she's released, I'm trying not to say fired. If you released him, then he wouldn't necessarily have filed a motion.
Correct.
For her. Because
You'd like to proceed pro se on your own in this matter.
Yes, right, exactly. That's what I did today. That's what I,
That's right.
O'Brien's not her attorney.
It's
Oh,
O'Brien
right.
not being here, and he tried to call. Chris doesn't think he remembers a concern about the date. Phil, he reached out to Phil. Phil was gone, didn't call him back. Yeah, the complainant's not here.
right, he's the one setting, coming against me.
Madam
Yeah,
Chair.
absolutely. Thank
that
you.
is a horse of a.
Commissioner Tabar.
Thank you.
right.
Madam Chair, while I appreciate Mr. Knight's comments, Mr. O'Brien really has an obligation to put it in writing, as my colleague stated a couple of minutes ago. And he could also join the hearing via Teams.
Commissioner, he couldn't participate. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but couldn't have participated virtually.
No, but he could have.
Yes, he could have.
No, as I indicated to Ms. D'Angelo, when we get to the hearing level, preference
Right, the
is
hearing,
for
that's right,
persons.
that's right.
I didn't mean to
physically
interrupt, but-
present.
That's okay.
And so, I mean, he could have observed.
Yeah.
By joining.
And he could have sent an email.
Correct.
And so, you know, the complainant, it's their obligation on a hearing to let one know whether they're going to be in attendance or not. And the respondent is here. So, Mr. Richter, what's your recommendation? We continue?
I don't know that a continuance would be of any further benefit. Reports have been filed. With all due respect to what Ms. D'Angelo is saying. I mean, as I look at the amended report that she submitted, it does show total funds available of over 26, or about, slightly over $2,600.
No, there's not 2,600.
Your bank statement is over.
Total funds available, $2,610.
No, 1,980. If you look at the,
Yeah, but your
Credits funds available. You show monetary contributions of $1,905 and total other income of $705.
but I put that in. That was money I put in just to keep the bank.
That's a part of your campaign committee amount. It doesn't matter whether it came from you or your husband or somebody else. That's a part of your campaign funds there.
So I was just putting that in to cover, in case I had any costs to cover, but I took that out and right now there's only 1,980 in there because that was like I just did. I mean, I don't know if I'm not understanding you correctly, but I did put that in, but I didn't know that that would be a violation to put extra money in.
It's not necessarily a violation. You have every ability to do so.
Right.
But that puts you above a threshold for filing campaign finance reports. And you filed a campaign finance report, so you're in compliance. That's not the issue.
Right, and I took out the money I put in. That was just like a buffer. The money, I didn't know that there's a rule you can't put in some extra money just like in case I just put that in case I had more expenses and I didn't. And that was just my money.
It counts.
It counts as part of your campaign.
I didn't know that. So I plead ignorance.
Or a loan it brought you.
See, I
Matter
didn't.
as Mr. Richter said,
Okay,
whether it was a contributor or whether it was a personal loan,
okay,
you triggered that $2,000.
wow. Okay, so I didn't know that at the time. Okay. And no one has ever explained this to me yet for 3 years now. It's been a while. It's since 2023 when I ran. So I never knew that either one of my attorneys didn't, and my attorney saw that. And he knew that I took that money out and he okayed the report. Scott Dasher, everyone has said that until just this second. You said it.
Well, I'm not sure that people knew you made a loan, a personal loan.
Sure they are, because I talked to my attorney about it and he made it out that they put it as a loan and Ramona also put it down as a loan. It's on the sheet that says loan. And then I put in, there was $75 I got from the other girl renting the fundraiser place with me. And she gave me that. So I was just putting everything in I had until, just because I wanted to have it secure and not in my house. Wasn't like I didn't have a treasurer. I owned my own business. I thought I could figure this out. I didn't know that there was that rule that you couldn't put in more money than the 2,000 in a checking account to cover in case. But when I filed, I took that money back out because it was my money that I just was buffering it with. So that's my ignorance until the second.
Okay.
Really.
Okay. Very good.
Madam
Vice
Chair, I'm
President.
sorry, I want to go back to Mr. O'Brien, because I think maybe I misheard or misunderstood, just for clarity. So, Mr. Richter, you stated that, did he call twice? Because so he didn't,
Not to my knowledge, just one.
but you never heard the message that he left for you.
He talked with Chris.
Oh,
and Chris
verbal.
just-
There was not an actual message
Right.
left, the conversation that Chris had that
Right.
we don't really recall. Okay, thank you.
All right, very good. Are there any other questions? Go ahead, Mr. Kirschner. Or will you just?
Well, okay, I'll just to confirm, Chris, he did not ask you to continue the hearing to the best of your knowledge.
Correct. The standard practice, anytime someone contacts us, even, if Phil's on vacation or if he's in the office, that they're wanting a continuance, we need to have something in writing from them to put into file that we can refer back to. And that would be a standard practice, would be to say, hey, you need to submit something. Here's the email address to get, send it to, or by mail, however you want. to do it.
Okay, but to Mr. Knight's concern, did you receive a verbal or a written request from Mr. O'Brien for a continuance?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
And Madam Chair, so I have a question follow-up.
Absolutely,
Mr.
Commissioner.
Kirschner. So, Mr. Richter, so when would Mr. O'Brien have received our letter stating the date of this hearing?
Oh, that's right. He's didn't, do you have the date of when the notices were sent, Chris?
That's what I'm trying to pull up now on my computer.
Yes. I mean, obviously, Mrs. D'Angelo received it. She's here.
I may, I got it July 10th, but I also got, you sent an email because somehow something was wrong with the mail. He also sent an email and then he sent a hard copy as well. So, I mean, I know if you're looking at anything, look at July 10th.
Mr. O'Brien, there were two separate notes. Yeah.
There's email and a hard copy.
Well, I think we set the hearing for this sometime at the end of May.
And as I knew it back in May. Or April, I didn't know it was sooner, I knew.
Are there any other additional questions? Not really to this specific matter that we could vet in the meantime, or are we waiting for this to be resolved?
Just, I have one, Madam Chair. So
Okay, very
just, this seems pretty simplistic to me. Am I missing something? So the original complaint asserted that she did not fail or had not filed her reports, right? Campaign reports. And Mr. Richter, you're saying they are now filed and up to date?
That's correct.
Thank
I
you. And she had no
retained them.
priors before this?
No.
Some of that gets lost when we're talking.
The original notice went out June 3rd.
The Mr.
And
O'Brien?
the first case, correct. And for the second case, went out July.
And
And were they sent to his Taft law firm or were they sent to his home?
Yes.
The email was sent to the Taft Law.
Okay.
And
The case summary shows his home address in Bainbridge Township. So that's where the mail was going.
And then, but we also had an email to the Taft law firm.
Correct.
Okay, so we're covered both ways, right?
And not to be insensitive to any of the concerns, but if there wasn't a request for a continuance, we think delivery transpired and even conversation happened.
Well,
We
Madam
all
Chair,
feel comfortable.
I may have jumped the gun, but to my original question to Mr. Richter, which was in typical fact patterns, what would you do? Indicated you find a violation, and issue a $25 fine. And I think that's where we start and end from my perspective. But if we want to continue the discussion.
Madam Chair, I'm prepared to make a motion whenever you're ready for it.
I'm always ready. If there is nothing left that's worthy of discussion, I'm absolutely fine with moving forward.
Madam Chair. Make a motion to find a violation, post fine of $50, as would be representative of this kind of a violation. And so, there you go.
I'll second that.
Mr. Lyle.
I don't know, I think Kirschner came in first. We're giving that one to Kirschner. Thank you, Mr. Lyle. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed?
no,
Okay, that motion passes 6-1, Mrs. D'Angelo, thank you very much for your time and your energy. Wish you very well.
Can I ask one question? So the $50 is for me going at having the bank accounts at 2610. I just need to be educated on that. That's all. Is that why the $50 is? Like, I didn't have to file if I didn't do the 2000. I did have to file since my checking account said that, right?
Well, you had to file something with the Board of Elections.
Because it said the 2610. But if I,
Right.
okay, right. Even though I put it, I just wanted to double check the,
But realize if you file for a position such as this, even if you file a waiver, okay, at the end of the campaign, you need to file something with the Board of Elections that indicates to them that you want to terminate the campaign committee or the committee remains open.
well, the committee is still open in one way because.
Which is fine, and you can keep it
Sure.
open, which is fine. That's correct. But you need to file something with the Board of Elections that reflects that you didn't expend anything over the amount. And that again, if you want to terminate, then you have an ability to terminate right there. If not, then the committee stays in operation. You need to file your reports until you get to a zero balance.
If I called Scott Dasher and said, did I have to file if I didn't go over the 2000 and the 2000? So he said, no, I didn't. So that's what I was following. So maybe he needs the update. I don't know. Because I asked him, I didn't just make this up on my own. What should I do? I called him the day before and said, do we need to file? And he said, no, you didn't go over and you didn't expend it, then no. So that's what I'm saying. The $50 is for the 2610 because that was showing. And so in that way, it looks like physically I went, I had something extra in there, or I did have it. So that would be the fine then, yes?
I would say, Madam Chair, if I could, that we have issued our decision on the complaint before us.
Okay,
I don't want to put our executive director in a position that he's offering legal advice to you.
okay.
I would just say on a going forward basis, you ought to seek that insight from either the Board of Elections or private
Okay,
counsel.
no problem.
But this matter has.
It's just educational thing.
Yeah.
That's all. Sure.
Happy to help.
Right.
And thank you for coming down and I know it's been a process.
Thank you.
Your work.
Thank you. All right. All right. Very good. Okay.
Madam Chair, I'll move to adjourn.
I appreciate that. I do have one quick desire. Is there any appetite to have a discussion about the remainder of the year meetings? Repetition of meetings, intentions for volume of cases to be heard, priority of cases? Do we have the ability to have an informal discussion about that? Or can we set it to be an agenda item on the next
I
meeting?
think that's a good idea.
Next meeting.
I was just gonna say, I hope to get a little more stuff put together prior to the meeting and be prepared to make approach to you. I will be doing so in the intervening period, by email, et cetera, to identify some issues that I see forthcoming. You're certainly welcome to have a further conversation. I'm not sure how much beneficial.
Maybe give the executive director some time to prepare.
I'll be outlining some things.
Like a transition memo.
In more detail, correct. And then I need to meet with, staff, the secretary's office as well, to try and figure out how that's all going to fit together.
Yeah, I anticipate.
You'll be hearing from me, let's put it that way.
Very good. I anticipate this time period will move quicker than we expect. So are there any high level items that any of the commissioner members would like to see or desire to be a part of that conversation? No. I mean, we talked about succession plans for a very long time, and this is a direct succession plan, so I think we ought to steward it as best as we can, even though it's a short period.
My only question or ask is, will we need at some point to have another executive session? Or at this point, is it just dissolved and we make sure that we have a clear understanding of where we go until the end of the year? That would be my only question.
Madam Chair, I agree with Vice Chair on, giving us some direction on what we do next. But I think those are some of the questions that the executive director needs to kind of follow up with the secretary's office on what the expectation is on what we complete, whether it's evaluations, et cetera, and then whether staff are all going to the secretary's office, because are doing our due diligence with respect to evaluations and whatnot should be done by the end of the year if all those staff members are going to go over to the secretary's office, if we're doing our part. But I think we need to hear from the secretary's office on what they need from us.
I would also be in favor of certainty on SOPs and CRMs and those types of things for files and the way they're going to transpire from one office to another. And I know, again, you're the handoff side of this, or will be a receiver, so they may not receive things in the same exact format as you have them. But if we can be helpful in any way, I just manage through a merger, so the literal handing off of one to another entity. So if there's anything in the messy middle that you all need help with as far as structure or just change management, please lean on us. We'd like to see it finish well and strong. And we know that it's a significant burden for a very small staff to carry out.
So
For me, the most important part, first and foremost, for the next meeting is to understand at a very granular level, if we have enough capital to get through the end of the year. Because if we do not, then we have to, make some decisions to the extent we can on what expenses we can delay, push, and even more so if we need another avenue, the controlling board or whatever it might be, right? We need to know that sooner rather than later. Because the mechanisms of Ohio state government do not move quickly.
That's right.
So to me, that's top priority one, to understand our financial situation.
Okay, very good. Anyone else? All right.
I'll move to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Second. Thank you, ladies. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?